please know that I am just one person. I'm not gonna be lining up with your opinion and vice versa. Because in this video, I'll be doing my best to rank all of the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate reveals. That's right, all of them, not just the DLC. What, in my opinion, the least best to best. There's no trailer, honestly, that just straight up I think sucks. Like, honestly, I think all of them are at the least okay. And this was also really hard because there's certain characters I think are super significant and are probably my favorite character added, whatever, but maybe I didn't think the trailer was that good. And then sometimes the other way around, where I think a trailer is super freaking great, but it's a character that might not be as significant as others. But it is just my opinion. It is not like law or the word of God or anything like that. So let's get started. 19 through 21, an honorable mention on this list is our Echo Fighters that did not get cinematic reveals, Daisy, Chrom, and Dark Samus. They didn't get any kind of cinematic reveal, but these are characters that people, I'm sure, were really happy to see included in this game. Chrom had a whole thing in like the Wii U reveals for like Lucina and just maybe next time kind of a thing, and Dark Samus was awesome to add, and Daisy was a great way to kind of kick off, you know, these are Echo Fighters, and this is what they, you know, we're gonna have that as a feature in this game. So these three, it was still really cool to see them in.
There is no other choice. You must join Smash.
Huh?
So yes, Byleth is my most disappointing Smash reveal, to be honest. I actually got like a full-on trailer, but I really think that it would not have been as disappointing to me and others in the community if they were just featured in a normal Nintendo Direct. Instead of being the final character for the pass, if they just swapped them out with Terry Bogart and made Terry the final character, I think that would have been a bit more accepting. And Byleth would have been a great juke trailer with the way they handled it. It's like, oh, is this more stuff for Three Houses or whatever? As we'll get on later in the list, I really appreciate the juke factor, but this one just didn't have that. It was the final character, and it was a character that people just felt was super overrepresented, and the trailer is just dialogue. It's just dialogue between nobody else but Fire Emblem people. So that's why both as like a trailer, as a reveal, and as a character, this is probably my most disappointing in the list.
Get ready for the next battle.
Kazuya, I was excited about, man, because this was one of the few characters I actually got to predict correctly. But unfortunately, even though I personally believe it is a significant character to add to Smash to represent a franchise that is not in Smash and to give Bandai Namco, the people that worked on this game, some love, the trailer was just like they don't even keep you in suspense for more than 5 or 10 seconds before showing you who the character is. And the trailer is so short too. Yes, it was fun to kind of have Kazuya paying homage to his game with the whole tributing people in lava reference, but that just wasn't enough to me. I just needed more in this trailer to really make me feel hyped about the character and more suspense in it. I still think it's a great character, but in terms of the reveal itself, Isabelle was the first juke trailer, as I call it. And I love the juke trailers. I love that idea of just being super surprised with the Smash reveal, not because I never thought the character would be in, but just because I wasn't expecting that, nobody was talking about it, and the way it's presented. Isabelle just showed up at the end of a Nintendo Direct. And again, just like the Byleth situation, it could have been, I could have favored that character reveal more, just like I did here with Isabelle, because it just showed up at the end of this Nintendo Direct. You didn't know, is this a new Animal Crossing game? Are they about to do that? Which they did following this announcement, which was beautiful. But you just didn't know what was happening at the time. And it was a very cute reveal too, just being in Animal Crossing. What's going on here? She gets the letter. They want me in Smash? It's one of the most comedic ones to me. It was very cute. Piranha Plant as a character. Who would have ever guessed this? Who possibly watched this part and wasn't like, huh? Like, it was such a shock factor. There's like 2 other trailers in this list that I say would compete with this one, but this is up there in like the top 3 most shocking trailers in my opinion. like, what's happening here? Like, it's just Mario walking up to this Piranha Plant thing, and you think it's an assist trophy or an item or something. Nope, it's a character. And that was probably one of the most shocking moments in our Smash community of just this 3 years, man. It was wild. Min Min was kind of a tricky character because they got shown or, teased at 2 months beforehand saying, oh, there's gonna be an ARMS character coming to Smash, which, by the way, is such a great inclusion to the game. So that's one of the things I really liked about this, was seeing ARMS finally meet the Smash world. And they not only did that with all the characters, including the cover art character being the first character that they dismiss. Like, I thought that was really interesting for them to do and be like, nope, it's not the box art character. And just having Captain Falcon and Kirby eating in Min Min's ramen shop and then doing a full circle with her coming back. I just thought this was like one of the fun trailers, and it was a really cool inclusion on the Nintendo side of things as a franchise that isn't in the base character roster.
Bring it on!
As much as Ken and Incineroar might not be a super hype character reveal, I thought their trailer was really well put together. And I want to put some things up in this list because of that factor. Yes, the characters were par, but I love the cinematics where you have Ken just kicking it off, which is a great way to start off on a hype note. Like, yes, this is the definitive Echo Fighter if you're gonna have an Echo Fighter. But they chose to do it all at Little Mac's stage, which was perfect because they seamlessly transitioned from cinematic to gameplay so well by doing that. And it fitted the theme of the two characters too. I always appreciate when you integrate the characters with the Smash world, so they were fighting like Little Mac or whatever, and they, at the end with Incineroar, had like 3 characters with boxing gloves. I just thought this was a really well put together trailer between the cinematics and gameplay. King K Rool. I almost put this honestly a little bit lower in the list because it's just a funny trailer, but you know what, when I think about it, I did love the first part of it where you see, here's that rival, here's that nemesis, here's that enemy, like here's the opposites. And then you see Donkey Kong and you instantly know where this is going. And King K Rool was a character that a lot of people wanted too. So I just appreciate that nemesis intro that they did. And then it's gorgeous CGI and the whole like fake juke thing by King DDD was fun. And plus, I don't know, I did like the cinematics in this, especially at the end with the whole Goku Dragon Ball Z punch, essentially. It was a fun trailer, I liked it, and King K Rool as an inclusion was awesome on Nintendo's side.
Hey, come on!
Now, Terry Bogard, believe it or not, as a character I personally don't care about, this is actually one of my favorite trailers. It is. But I gotta admit, for folks that have no idea who Terry is or what, he represents, this trailer is going to seem a little bit to folks because they just have no idea. They have no idea what they're looking at and who this is and whatnot, unless you're in the fighting game community. That's the only reason he's this low on the list. Nonetheless, I still love this trailer. As somebody that's not acquainted with Terry and Fatal Fury, I still love the idea of all the characters just fighting over the envelope. Who's it gonna be? And plus it's in this classic, 8-bit or 16-bit whatever style and representing a genre that really needed to be represented in this Fighter's Pass.
I got an invitation to join Smash!
Pyro Mithra only make it their way up this list because of the juke factor. They kicked off our first Nintendo Direct of the year, and because it was in a Nintendo Direct, we had no idea what this was. We just thought, Xenoblade 2, I think, was popular enough to warrant a new DLC, and it looked like it because of how well they show the entire world of Xenoblade and making us accustomed to that world and making us believe it's in that world, unlike the Byleth trailer where it was just dialogue, and then you see it. Pyro and Mithra made it into Smash, and the trailer was all the more believable too because they had the same studio animate this trailer, and you get to see Pyro Mithra take on, like, I think it was Dark Pit, Zero Suit Samus, and Link, and that was cool because I always like seeing the characters interact with the Smash people, whether it's CGI or animated. I just like this trailer. As much as I don't care about the characters themselves, I can appreciate this trailer for it tricking me. Plus, it was a pleasant shock to see it's not Rex and Pyra, it's Pyra and Mithra, which is totally a cool combination for Smash. why would I put my most wanted character for Smash so low in here, not in the top 5? That's because, honestly, Banjo Kazooie's trailer is kind of copy and paste. It is straight up the K Rool trailer, which I get why they did, by the way. It is, you know, Banjo raring to go, as his splash screen says, and it's a reunion of these rare characters because Banjo belongs up with Microsoft now. But nonetheless, I can still recognize what a significant inclusion this was, and it's still a fun trailer to say the least, especially, you know, pulling the Duck Hunt juke instead, with just like the King DDD. Like, that juke is still funny, even though it made me mad at the time. But this was just such a significant moment to see this completely irrelevant character that hasn't had a game in so many years finally make it to Smash, mostly because people want him so badly. And it was the first Microsoft character too, so it was a moment, I feel. It's mostly the moment that I think it has to be at least in the top 10. I'm still shocked that Ridley made it this high in the list, but honestly, it's because his trailer is really suspenseful. I really dig it. It's such clean CGI at the beginning, has this kind of creepy atmosphere, and plus it has something I really appreciate in Smash trailers, which is Smash characters side by side with each other, and it's not people from just the same game franchise. You see Samus leading Mario and Mega Man in this dark, creepy kind of place. And literally, these characters just straight up get murdered by Ridley because Ridley is a savage. This was a savage trailer, and plus, it was a really cool moment in the Smash community because Ridley was another one of those like characters from Nintendo that people thought would never be in Smash. Guess what? They did it, and not to mention, they kicked off the new characters with this. Sakurai even says, "We're bringing everybody back. Don't expect too many new additions, but here's Ridley." You might think this is cheap, but it's still a reveal to me for Inkling and, of course, the base game that is Super Smash Bros. For the Switch. Because at the time, this came at the end of a Nintendo Direct, because again, I think Nintendo characters are great to reveal within Nintendo Directs, and that's because we don't know what's going on. It was following a lot of Splatoon news, and even the Splatoon developer on screen joining in saying, actually, we have one more thing. And it was CGI Inklings fighting, and it looked super legit. Like, what is this? This, like, what's going on? We already got a bunch of Splatoon 2 stuff. And then we see Inkling looking at the Smash Ball in this darkness as the lights fade out and the fiery intensity of Link and Mario on screen. And that slap, dude, that slap of a drum that hit when you saw the Smash logo fully, man, this is a trailer that we won't forget. And plus, it was really cool to see a new Nintendo IP come into the next Smash game. It's funny, as I was going through all these trailers again, I almost completely forgot about Simon and Richter's, and then I watched it again and I'm like, you know what? This one is absolutely awesome. This is just a well-crafted trailer in my opinion. Just thinking of the idea of putting Luigi in this creepy, you know, castle that is going to lead to the Castlevania reveal was genius. I love seeing those moments in trailers. That's why I love the Ken Incineroar trailer, because it's like the two of them against a bunch of fighters. I appreciate it when they do that kind of stuff in these trailers, and putting Luigi in the Simon and Richter reveal was genius. Plus, we have a new third-party rep from Konami and Castlevania representing a very, you know, retro game kind of a thing and classic. It was just a really cool inclusion too, to say the least. So like overall, I just thought both the reveal and the trailer itself, it kicked off the coolest Smash Direct, in my opinion, of the entire 3 years we had with this game. That was the coolest Direct, and this thing kicked it off. This is where you find out exactly how unbiased I am in this list, because Hero is one of my like least desired or cared for characters in this game, but I can still recognize how much this made Japan explode. It is representing truly, in my opinion, like one of the founding figures of the JRPG genre, and this trailer just had so much love put into it. Yeah, it kicks off with what I love, being, Smash characters interacting and Hero being a way, he interacts with these characters with his sword in this epic sword fight. And then the trailer just keeps on going with some great visual gameplay bits of like storytelling referencing the past games. And then they make you see, oh my goodness, it's not just Hero. Here's some CGI love for the entire Dragon Quest franchise by showing you all of his alternate skins. This trailer just had a lot of love put into it, and for that reason, I have to put it up this high.
What? Smash Bros? Is this for real?
What a way to kick off the DLC for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, then with Joker. Like, that's the only reason he is this high in this list. Not because of, like, yes, he's a significant character. Yes, he's another JRPG character, but he just, he's recent and he's hyped for folks. But nobody was talking about him. Like, nobody was talking about Joker being in this game whatsoever, let alone even the Persona franchise. And they kicked off this pass with him as this, at the time, PlayStation exclusive character that, like, it was just wild. Like, that is still the most surprising pick of anything in this list. It is still the most surprising one because it was the first. It was the first thing to kick off everything with. And for that factor, and plus the trailer is actually really well animated. The Atlas came in and they did some cool stuff, the whole like smoke being the other characters. I just have this up here because of the surprise factor, man. Everybody says this joke, but we never saw it coming. Look, I know I said I'm doing my best to judge by the entire package, but Steve broke Twitter. He literally broke Twitter when he was announced. Steve did not have to do anything complicated or fancy in his trailer. This trailer is the most basic, so I shouldn't put it up here, but man, they knew that's all they needed to do. All they needed to do was just announce the character and that's it. Like they own that stuff because what can you do with Steve? Just have him in some epic CGI cinematic reveal? No, it's Steve. He's such a super basic blocky design of a character, and just seeing him standing in front of Mario super basically, not saying a word and just jumping away, like that's all he needed to do. And then the rest of the trailer, of course, you see all of just these different Minecraft places, great music, remixes and whatnot, but I'm sorry, I just had to put up this high because it's freaking Steve. It was such a shock. I don't care about the character on a personal level, but he is the biggest meme of a character that could possibly enter Smash Bros. Nobody ever thought it would happen, but it did. At number 2, huh? At number 2, Sora's this list? Look, there's a reason he is this high, man. Sora was not one of my most wanted characters, but I can still, just like other things in this list, respect the fact that this is the most demanded character in Smash and he finally made his way in after this huge ass movement. But let's put aside the inclusion. This trailer was just a full circle. We showed the whole Smash reveal earlier about when it was coming to the Nintendo Switch. They announced that and how Inkling was looking at that fire. Then we just come back to that moment with Inkling surrounded by so many more characters and all of them just, fading into darkness, and then Mario, Sora comes save the day, and they get the freaking beautiful Kingdom Hearts music to trigger our emotions in this, and plus the gameplay snippets were beautiful. You see Sora just falling through all these different worlds at the end, just like he does in his game. This trailer is a beautiful one that took things full circle, and I totally get it being at the top of some people's lists, but if there is a trailer in this list I could just rewatch over and over and over, it's Sephiroth's. It's not because he is a significant character to me, it's because of the way they did his trailer, and he is the biggest baddie like in gaming that isn't already in the game. You got Bowser, you got Ganondorf. All you're missing really is just Eggman. Sephiroth is one of the biggest baddies in all of gaming, hands down, and his trailer was done fantastically. The CGI was gorgeous, and you don't even see who it is. You just hear his music, the one-winged angel kick in, and you know that theme is just iconic. And plus, he cuts down the Smash Big Bad. He cuts down the Smash Big Bad that's making all these characters struggle. Of course, it's the actual main baddie that cuts down this main baddie. And then you have the most gorgeous fight sequence towards the end of this trailer where Sephiroth is fighting everyone, nearly kills Mario. Cloud and Sephiroth have a dope face-off. This was just a fantastically put together trailer while also being a super significant inclusion. Now this list could change left and right, like Banjo Kazooie is still my absolute favorite character revealed, and then I could just rely on the shock factor and give it to people like Joker and Steve. Piranha Plant actually deserves to be there too. So let me know yours. Maybe like, what was the most shocking reveal to you? What was maybe your personal favorite in terms of character? Who do you think had like the best put together trailer? Let's just talk about it in the comments as we, come to the close on this over 3 year journey we've had. If you enjoy the content and want to keep riding some game hype trains, don't forget to subscribe and become Geek Proud Awesome.